Hi everyone and welcome back to the first Mixed Media Tuesday of the year. So today I'm a little bit rusty after the holidays, but I wanted to put together a project even if it is quite simple. So I will be working with some of my go-to techniques for today, and I will be also shopping my stash. So I will be using old products that I have in my craft room and just give them some love. So here I'm using a booklet, a background booklet by by Marta, and I am using this background page to create my background. Really quick and simple. I like these books because they create the perfect backgrounds. They are quite thin and it is really easy to do collage with them. It's not that thick pattern paper thickness of a paper pad. So I'm just going to cut out squares and rectangles. I'm not measuring anything. I don't like usually to stick the background as it is. I like to play with it a little bit, which is going to give more character and interest on my background. So I'm cutting out pieces and then I'm going to patch them back together by using my rice paper glue. As I stick everything down, I make sure that my pieces overlap each other, which is going to give that patchwork look that I'm going for. And also I try to play with the designs and the textures, even the colors, so that I can mix and match them. And at the end, it's not going to look as it was in the beginning before I cut everything out. So I'm also going with my rice paper glue over the top just to make sure that everything is stuck nicely down. And also notice that I leave a little bit of a border all around. You don't really need to do that, but I actually love the look. It kind of creates a frame. So that's what I'm going for today. Now once this layer is completely dry, I'm going with my white acrylic paint, and I will introduce a little bit of white here by using a stencil, and with a very stiff brush I'm going over that stencil with the circles. I am going to transfer the acrylic paint completely randomly in different areas, and for today I'm going for a winter kind of looking theme. I don't know exactly at this point what I'm going to add at the top. I was thinking maybe a snowflake and a sentiment, and for now I'm just working layer after layer. Now for the next step I want to do a little bit of stamping. I do have some wording on the background already from the background paper, but I want to add some on top of those white circles. So I'm using a permanent black ink, and just randomly again I'm going to add some extra detail. And one more thing that I like to do is to kind of create a border with a very fine print. So one of my favorite stamps is this one because it has many fine prints. And this is the part of the stamp that I like to use to go all around. And you can see how I don't pay attention if the letters are upside down or anything. I only pay attention into the visual texture that it gives, which is going to look like a frame. Again, I'm using my black permanent ink for this step, and I'm happy with how that looks. Let's move on to the next step. And I'm going to bring in another stencil and add some volume paste. So this time I'm adding interest at the background, but with actual dimension. I am going to randomly apply that. This is going to look like snowflakes. If you do have a snowflake stencil, you can do that. But I kind of like those shiny looking designs here, just because they are very fine. And I think they really add into the frosty look and feel of my background. Again, completely randomly, I don't know where I'm going to stick the focal points later on. And I don't really care if I cover up some things from the background. I always try to remind you that I'm having fun layer after layer. So here I'm grabbing another paste, and this is quite of an old one and a little bit dry, but I'm going to try to work with it. This is crackle paste, which I'm just going to apply by dragging my spatula on different areas of the page. Now this is going to crackle and give a lovely effect when it dries. So now I went through my stars and tried to find a focal point. So I found those snowflakes. I'm going to use one of them. I just ran it through my die cutting machine and cut out a white snowflake for the background. And then I'm trying to find different elements to bring in so that I can create a cluster. Now that die for the snowflake is really old from my stars. I don't even know if it is still available. In any case, whatever I'm using is very old, at least a year old. Like this fabric, for example, it's from my Dewdrops collection from last year. But if it is still available, I will make sure to link things down below. So I'm bringing in this fabric because I feel like it matches perfectly with the background that I have created, and I'm just going to tear off a thin ribbon, create a thin ribbon, so that I can use it on my project. So I'm going to stick down the snowflake, and you can see that I have already brought into the table some silver thread, which I didn't end up using at the end. But I'm trying to create the cluster here, so I will bring some gauze, and this is medical gauze. I get a lot of questions about that. I just get it from the local pharmacy. And then on top of that, I'm going to stick my ribbon. This adds texture and interest on an otherwise very simple project. But I think that it adds into that frosty look and feel that I'm going for, just because of the colors. The light blues, the silver colors, and the whites really come together beautifully. So now I need to add an extra focal point for that. And I was able to find another product from last year from my Dewdrops collection. I'm sure this is already sold out, but what I'm going to use from here is mainly a bird and a branch. If you do have dies that give you birds and branches, or if you can cut out from pattern papers, these are great focal points for any winter themed project, because birds and animals in general, they add some life, they give some life into your page. Now I'm making sure that I ink up all the edges. You can do that with dark brown ink or with black. This is going to make sure that I get rid of the white edges, and at the same time it's going to help all the elements stand out against each other when I stick them down on my page. So I'm going to build the whole cluster on top of that snowflake that I have already placed down, and I do have a couple of tickets that I took out of that ephemera pack, and I'm using my scissors to rough up the edges. Now, in terms of composition, sometimes I like to stick things completely flat on top of my pages, where I use my medium to cover them up even on top, so I end up with a super flat page. Other times I like to have some dimension. This page is one of those that have dimension. I do have the fabric, I do have the snowflake that is not fully attached, and you will see that for the bird I am going to use a foam square at the back, which is going to give natural shadows, and it's going to help it pop just by using the foam tape. I don't normally do that because I don't want to add too much bulk on my book, but actually this book is not very thick, and this is the last page, so I know that I can go a little bit dimensional with no issues at all. And you can see here I decided to have the bird looking on the other side. That's the fun part about using Stamperia ephemera die cuts, and because they are printed front and back, so you can easily switch them facing whichever direction you want them to face. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the foam square on one of my winter flowers, and I'm just going to embellish the whole page with a few more leaves. I like that I went with blues for the leaves as well. If you don't have the same paper pad, you can definitely just use dies and cut out leaves, and you can color them blue for a winter scene. It's a lovely touch. You can see here how I audition things, try to decide what's looking best before I stick everything down, and that's the beauty of having all the elements on the side and just playing around. Sometimes I even have way more elements that I actually am going to use, because I just like to have a bunch so that I can play around and decide what looks best. And now, before the finishing touches, I want to add my wording. I always like to add a phrase on my art journal pages. So here again I'm using one from the same pack of ephemera from Dewdrops collection. I am going to this is a very long sentence. I like to cut them out to make them smaller, and I'm just going to stick it down. Now, sometimes with those phrases and words, I like to stick them deliberately on an angle, so I don't have to fight with aligning everything perfectly. Plus, it kind of gives some movement on the page. So now, time for the finishing touches. I'm going to bring in my white gel pen and my black thin marker, and I'm going to do some sketchy lines along the cutout elements. And it really depends on the style that you are going for and what you love to do. Personally, I don't like to outline every cutout perfectly. If you notice, I just do some sketchy lines, completely imperfect, just here and there. And I will repeat the same thing with my white gel pen. And now, just because this is a winter scene, I want to have some snow. Well, something looking like a snow on top of my brush. You can do that either with your white gel pen, you can use a spatula with paste. I'm doing it with my white contour liner along the branches. And since I have it out, I'm going to add some dots here and there as well. And you know already what the final step is. I do add white splatters on pretty much everything. So in a winter page with snow, I wouldn't let it as it is. I am adding white splatters, and the medium that I'm using is Splattering Medium White Opaque One by Simon Says Stamp. So that is the project for today. Here are some close-up photos where you can see the details better. I hope that you had fun, that you got inspired, and I'll see you all next time.